Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you guys doing? It is me, your girl Fosti Onyi, and you're welcome back to the channel for steak. Guys, Mercedes gets too hot, too raunchy for Big Brother to handle, and I'm going to bring you more updates on that. We're also going to talk about Tammy's emotional diary section. Guys, it was an emotional one, and other updates as it comes up on this particular live stream. So please, as you come on in, do well to like this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I post new videos. You're welcome back again to my channel. Guys, I can't really see anybody. I don't know if the network, because guys, the network has been acting funny, as in it's really crazy. So I don't know if you can hear me. I don't know. Okay, I think our sound is okay. So welcome back again to my channel. It is me, your girl Fosti Onyi. Guys, I'll be taking a look at my notes because so that I will not forget any of the juicy details. It's very important. So now let's just get right into the video proper. I told you guys that Mercedes, also known as Mercedes Mistake, she gave a show that was too hot, too raunchy for Big Brother to handle, that he even had to blow his cameras. Can you believe that? Yes, it happened. So now let me build it up. So from I also gave an update that Sheba won the head of house yesterday, and according to that, win, she was now in charge of managing the house and managing the affairs, also reporting to Big Brother. So they were working on their wager that they will perform this week. And the wager is a collective effort. I also talked about details of that wager in my previous live stream. So guys, please go back to catch up if you don't remember my speech. So let me not just waste our time too much with this preamble. These housemates, they were working on their wager, and Sheba, wanted them to coordinate themselves. Each person, they were doing it like a talent show. I don't know if they really got the understanding of the brief that Big Brother gave, but they were deciding to take it as a talent show. So each person came out with their various talents. Guys, I will not talk about everybody, but I'll talk about the people that really stood out to me. And number one on my list was Mercedes. That's why I titled the video this. So Mercedes came and she performed a song, Ave Maria. Guys, I don't know if you know this song. Ave Maria is a gospel song, a Christian song. So she performed it, and right after performing that song, Mercedes stripped. Hey, guys. And she started doing all this Mercedes Mistake thingy. She was in a will I call that a bikini or on this? I don't even know now at this point. But it was so raunchy that Big Brother had to blur his cameras. And I was like, wow. For Big Brother to do that, is really it was really funny to me, because guys, why it was funny was, number one, they said this show is rated 18. So if it is rated 18, then it's adults that are watching it, and it was in basically at night. You understand? But Big Brother still found it necessary to blur it, and I understand to some extent, because that performance of Mercedes Mystique was just too hot, just too raunchy, and in moralistic society, so to say, in Nigeria, so many people may not be receptive if Big Brother allowed everything to play. So I think that Mercedes, that her show, yeah, it was all fun and games and good and wowish in the initial stage, but at this point, I think This is too hot to this is too hot. And the housemates, they were just wowed. Anytime they see Mercedes perform all that, they get so enthralled in her performance. Both the girls, the guys, nobody is out. They are so very, very enthralled in that Mercedes. So Mercedes, she really has something there. Hi, random stuff. Hi, Angle. Please like this live stream. Please, as you come on in, do well to give this video a thumbs up. It's very, very important. So now moving on to Shiba. I loved Shiba's presentation. She presented a radio talk show, very spectacular performance. She was just giving us the juicy gossip of what's happening in the house, and she was, presenting it like a proper radio talk show. It was really, really interesting to listen to, and she got a lot of screen time because it was fun, guys. It was really fun. Remember that Shiba introduced herself as a radio OAP, so on air personality. So I understand that that is what she's really ingrained in, and she really showed her stuff, what she's made of. I really enjoyed her own performance. Then we move on to Temi. Guys, you know that Temi cannot dance to save her life. So Temi's performance was a dance, and she was dancing, although sometimes dancing out of rhythm, but she still kept at it. She danced and danced and danced, and it was funny to me. It was really funny. I liked it. It was like a distraction, but a likable distraction. I enjoyed it. So moving on to Nomi, guys, I'll give Nomi a big thumbs up here because Nomi really, her piece, her own talent piece was quite exceptional. She had sewn, she had sewn a fashion piece, and Abby was her model, and that looked so good because it showed that, wow, Nomi has something upstairs. So she's not all fight and fight. She's really good at what she does. So a big kudos to Nomi for showing her piece. Then we'll talk about Abby. Abby took the housemates to the, guys, a moment, please. A moment, I need to check something. Oh, guys, sorry about that. I just really had to go and check a package. So where are we? I've lost my train of thoughts. Okay, so I was talking about Nomi. Yeah, I was talking about Nomi. So Nomi's performance. Hi, Mars Katoli. Hi, you're welcome to the channel. So I was talking about Nomi and her own talent show, the fashion piece that she created. And guys, that fashion piece to me was very exceptional. It was an exceptional one. I enjoyed it so much. I enjoyed it. I was her model, and Abby wore those that outfit, and it really looked good on her. So it showed that Nomi is not just all talk. She also has something upstairs, in terms of on and all that. And according to Nomi, she said that is her business, that she has tailors that sew her pieces. So she's just the brand that markets these pieces to potential buyers and all that. And I really enjoyed her output. Then, well, we're talking about Abby. Guys, Abby, apart from shouting Oshaprapra here and there, Abby is another huge force to reckon with. She took the guys, to the kitchen area. And a moment, please. Guys, I'm very, very sorry for that break in transmission. Very, very sorry. It's just that I needed to, get a few things out of the way, and that's done now. So I'm back. We hope so. I'm back. So, guys, Abby took the housemates to the kitchen, and she was showing them how she, hosts her guests when she's in Italy with her husband. And she was speaking Italian, asking the housemates for them to, give her some words, and she replied them in Italian. She called it Italiano. So she was acting all bougie, all classy, and it was a different and fresh vibe to Abby. And I think that she should show this side of her more. I think that she should really show this side of her more, instead of all these oshaprapra guys. That word is already getting stale, according to me, by the ways. So moving on to Cassie. Cassie put on an act of a professional with white hair. He was acting like an actor, and his performance was a breath of fresh air. I enjoyed Cassie. Guys, Cassie has not really shown himself much on this show. And I think, I don't know if he's still hiding in his shell. I don't know I don't just know what the problem is. But Cassie needs to show himself more. And why I put him in this list of people that really impressed me was it was something to talk about, a new sight to behold. Cassie enjoying himself as acting like a professor and all that. And it gave a fresh look on him. I really enjoyed his performance. Saltex, we all know that Saltex is a dancer. He has said so many times that he is a dancer. He enjoys dancing, and that was what he performed as a meticulous dancer. He also said he has also danced for all these big stars, for music videos and all that. And he really is really good. He's really good, guys. Moving on, guys, I'm looking at my notes so I don't want to make any mistake. Moving on to Flora. Flora was another housemate that I enjoyed her own performance. She had also hand sewn a fashion outfit, and she also did the makeup. So Neche was her model, And it was really nice. It was really nice that Flora was able to showcase this side of her. As for Godessa, Godessa performed a rendition of Umbrella, this song of Rihanna. She performed it very nice. She has a good voice, a sonorous voice. It was enjoyable. So I was like, intrigued that at least there are other sides to Godessa, not just only Araga. And yesterday I mentioned that Araga did not save Godessa. He did not save Godessa when he went to the diary room. And at the end of the day, it turns out that Godessa was finally saved. So she's not up for eviction this week. Meanwhile, Araga is up for eviction. And with the way he acted, I don't think that Godessa's fan base, if she has any, would want to save Araga this week. So I just really hope that Araga's fan base, really come out and vote for him. So moving on to the diary section of these housemates, I'll talk about two housemates. Ricky was surprised that not so many housemates saved him. Not so many housemates saved him, and he got a rethink that maybe these housemates don't like him like that. And I was not surprised, because Ricky, for the first few days when the show launched, you showed that side to you understand. You stepped on some toes and maybe presented yourself like somebody that is troublesome and all that, and maybe people are now taking their step back. But I think that Ricky should put in more work to be more amiable in the house, and put in more zeal to the game, because guys, it seems as if Ricky has lost his spark. He's not so enthusiastic anymore. The vibe that he came into the show with, I think he has lost some of that vibe and willpower, guys. I think he has. I really, really think he has. And I hope that he picks himself up again, because this is a game. If you snooze, you lose. And once you lose, you're out of the game. That's it. So moving on to Temi's diary section. Temi's diary section started all goofy. Anytime she goes into the diary room, she's acting like a child, like a teenager or something like that. So her diary section started all goofy. She was talking about stuff that happened in the house, and she was just laughing and all that. And then she mentioned the altercation and fight that Nomi had with Bells. She also reiterated that it was Bells that started it, because Bells was the one that called Nomi's mom into the whole issue, and that was why Nomi retaliated and even went lower, bashing the hell out of Bells' mom and saying all those stuff. Guys, I covered it yesterday in my live stream. So according to Temi said that even though that Bells was the person that started everything, but the length that Nomi took it to, if it was her, she would have gotten upset. She wouldn't have taken it for somebody to talk about their mother that way, that she wouldn't even care about the 160 million naira anymore, that can fly out of the window. And then she now started talking about her mom, and how her mom came down with stroke, because her mom had an accident in the house. She was in the bathroom and she fell. Temi said she had always been not like she had always been snappy at her mother, showing signs of maybe like a teenager or something like that. I don't get it, but she said she has always been snappy at her mom. So on that fateful day the thing happened, she was in her room, and then she was now hearing faint cries, and when she got into the bathroom, she saw red everywhere on the ground. Her mother was barely speaking. Even now that she's recovering little by little, it's just the recovery is long, and even up to today her mother can't even speak very well, so she's down with stroke and all that. And it made her to really mature fast at the age of 16. Her father told her that she really has to step up. So even in her young age, she has been the one carrying some responsibility in the house, taking care of her younger ones, because her mother was the breadwinner of the family. And now everybody has to step up, since the breadwinner is now down with illness. She cannot do much any longer. And Temi quite said the Lord. At some point, she started crying. Her tears were very, it was uncontrollable, and I felt so sorry for her. I was like, wow. When this housemate gets into the house, we the viewers, we tend to see the glamour and everything, and we don't really see behind the scenes. Some of the burdens. Yeah, Camis, yeah, sorry for her. Exactly. I felt so sorry for her. We don't see the behind the scenes of the burdens that these housemates are carrying. And that's expose by Temi. It's really opened up, it really opened her up, and she cried and she cried and cried a lot. I felt sorry for her, guys. Some people were saying that maybe it's a strategy, but come on, guys, strategy or not, we should not lose our human side, of us. We should not lose our human side. As she said that story, the normal human characteristics, human behavior would be to feel sorry for her at the very least, not to dismiss her pain and say it's all strategy and whatever. Guys, I don't really subscribe to her. So we feel sorry, and we hope that Temi's mom gets better, and we hope she gets better, guys. So moving on to all right, okay, moving on to Tram. Guys, Tram and Flora's fight. Guys, let me talk about Tram a little bit. Since the first week, guys, I've not been seeing Tram. Tram is not bringing the content that I signed up for. As in, he's not showing up as I would have wanted. The promises that he made on stage and in his introduction, and he was talking about this Gen Z whatever. No, Tram is not that. What he's even presenting is that he's one of the headstrong housemates that when they are having a meeting, he leaves. He does quite a lot anyway. So what caused Tram's and Flora's fight? Flora and Oyin, I think they want to play the Imisi scripts. Guys, I think they want to play the Imisi script, and I will tell you why I said so. Sheba, during the meeting she had with this housemate, by the way, let me talk about Sheba and her leadership style. Guys, I saw the way, although it's still too early to judge, so we've not seen how she will play to the end, but Sheba's leadership style is a lot different from Chisom Chuka, because Sheba is diplomatic. She wants to listen to the housemate. She talks to them with a little more patience, a little more respect, unlike Chisom Chuka, who was coming down with authoritarianism and everything. You must do it as it is. If they don't do it, he's going to threaten them with a big brother, that this, that. It's really a breath of fresh air. So let's see how long that Sheba holds on, because these housemates, they don't hear what do. So like I was saying, Sheba called this meeting, and the housemates were, she was talking, discussing with the housemates on how they would run the house. Really? Come see. Oh, you think Tram is giving us content? But I was expecting more from Tram. Guys, remember when Tram introduced himself, and when he came up on stage, we were seeing this vibe, and in the early days of the season, he was giving this energy, reflecting with a lot of girls, and he was showing up, but at some point it seems now he's just trying to get into the mix of other people's fight and other people's. I don't really get it. So that's why I said so. So if he's making the show interesting for you, then good for him. I hope you vote, your votes for him counts this time around. So Sheba was talking with his housemates and telling them that they should step up, they should remember what Ebuka said, they should not lag behind. She was just talking, and then it got to the kitchen matters, and that is where problem normally happen on how food is distributed in the house. Even though Big Brother brought in some supplies that these guys ordered for, they found out that the supplies were not that much. So Cassie raised up the idea that the housemates shouldn't eat frivolously as they were eating last week. You understand? Cassie was telling them that, as of last week, these housemates were eating anything they like. Some of them would fry, big laps of chicken, fish, and everything, and they would just be eating anyhow. And it even got to the point that they even started storing some of the food in the fridge. They were having leftovers here and there. So Sheba was talking on how they would be able to manage the kitchen matters, and they now agreed that the house should cook a general food. You understand? The house should cook a general food. Then Onyi and Flora were now like, what if they don't want to eat what the general house is eating? You understand? And when Onyi said that, I was like, clock it. This was the same thing that Emisi was saying last season, and that also made her to have a lot of clashes with the heads of house. So I was listening to Onye, and she was just yapping, what if she did not like what the whole house cooked and all that. Then Cassie said, okay, if you don't like what the whole house cooked, then you look for 5 people so that you people will cook what you want, then we'll ration out the protein and all that. But Onye was headstrong. She was like, what if I did not see 5 people? She was now talking, and the thing now wanted to become an issue. So Sheba tried to calm everything down. She just told Onye that then she should come to her. Same thing with Flora. So they were just having this back and forth about food, and they not wanting to eat what others were eating and cooking on their own and whatever. That it got Tram upset, and that was when he started talking back at Flora. And Flora, she will pick it up now. I go to somebody's house. I go to somebody's house. So Flora was upset. She was now insulting Tram. They were, giving themselves basketballs back and forth. That Tram then left the meeting these housemates were having, and he walked away. And I was like, come on. Sheba is your paddy in that house. If not for anything, you are not supposed to walk out like that. And Sheba was trying to call him back, Tram, and he didn't listen. He just walked away. And I'm like, wow. Guys, when you are in position of power, that is when you will know the people that are for you, the people that will be with you to the end. I expected that Tram, wouldn't have walked out on that meeting like that. If not for anything, just to give solidarity to his paddy, Sheba. What do you guys think? Put down your thoughts in the comment section. So that was that for. Okay, now moving on to Kivo and Temi. Guys, it may seem as though, yeah, I know Tram was telling the truth. I'm not saying he's not telling the truth. He was telling the truth. But I expected him not to just walk out on the meeting, because, guys, look at it. Look at my reasoning. He's friends with Sheba. You understand? And to me, I feel that he should have given Sheba that moral support. Although he was supporting Sheba by tackling Flora, and he was saying the truth. But I expected him to not just walk out of the meeting like that. You understand? Because these housemates, they must look for something to fight about. Just like I mentioned that Onyi and Flora, they are trying to play Emisi's script, because Emisi was the housemate last season that did not like eating what the other housemates were eating, because she eats a lot of pepper. You understand? She eats a lot of pepper. So the way the other housemate would cook, she may not like it. She doesn't even like it sef. So she likes to eat peppers. So she preferred, cooking her own meal. But even at that, Emisi was not just cooking for herself alone. She was, also cooking for other people. At least Kola was eating her food. What's the name again? Mide at some point was eating her food. You understand? So I believe that they should just know how they will manage their resources, because it is a game. And if you are not well fed, you will not know how you will play your game. Because I can't believe that maybe you are tired, you've not eaten, or you're hungry. How will you perform well in your games? How will you run even in the arena? How will you know? So food is very important, and it needs good management for the house to cooperate. My own thing is that they should cooperate together, you understand, and they should show originality. Because Oyin, I've not seen what Oyin is doing in that house. And even after Ebuka prompted her on Sunday, she was still saying that she cannot, come and kill herself, that to her she's doing enough. If anybody thinks that she's not doing enough, the person should audition and come to the house. I'm like, come on. You are just digging your fastest route back to your Shagamu. If care is not taken, either come correct or you go home. So moving on to Temi and Kivo, guys, I think that Temi and Kivo, they may have, something brewing in between them, guys. Yeah, because they had this conversation, and the way Temi was just blushing, acting all shy, and Kivo too was acting shy. I'm like, what is going on here? Wait a minute, what is going on here? Are you guys dating now? Remember that Temi has been trying to have something like a relationship, whatever, in the house. She says she likes Barry, but I'm not sure if Barry is giving her that green light like that. Then now it's Kivo, but Kivo is also a shy type, and I don't think Kivo has a very strong game in the house. I don't really think he has a strong game, and I really fear that he may not last long in the game. But who knows? Fingers crossed. We'll see how it goes. So they had this conversation. Temi was like, Kivo was like telling her that, did you send somebody? Was it Temi? Temi was like, did you send somebody to call me? Or no? They were just having this mushy kind of talk, like will I call it like a secondary school kind of love interest, whatever. Guys, remember those of us when you're in secondary school, you like a guy and you're acting all shy when you see him, even when you're having conversations with him. It was really funny to watch. It was really funny to watch. So we look out for Temi and Kivu. We see how that goes. Will they be together? Will something work out in between them or not? We'll see how it goes. So at least maybe it will spice up Kivo's game, because guys, Kivo is boring in that house. It's boring in that house. It's really, really boring. So I think now, moving on to Nomi. I think Nomi is setting up herself for a punishment from Big Brother. Remember, yesterday, after the head of house games, Nomi was the worst performing housemate, and that made her automatically the bench warmer. Big Brother gave her a vest to be wearing that was written bench warmer on top. Bench warmer was crested on top. Big Brother also gave Nomi a special stool that she'll be sitting down on. She's not allowed to sit down on the couch in the lounge area or whatever. She's to sit on that stool. Yeah, she's to sit on that stool and also wear that vest. But guys, Nomi has not been wearing that vest. At least I saw her today sleeping comfortably on the lounge, sleeping comfortable on the couch in the lounge. And I'm like, wow. And the cameras was just showing her and showing her. I say, hey, are you sure that Big Brother will not punish this girl? Are you sure that Big Brother? You remember that in previous seasons, if a housemate doesn't do that that punishment well, Big Brother is at liberty to tell them to repeat it. It happened to Joanna. She was told to repeat, the punishment twice. So I just hope that Nomi, get this done, do it properly, and get it over with. At least what's his name again? Cassie choosing her to spend time with him in the head of house loft. I think it kind of cushioned the effects of being bench warmer. So I think she should take that serious and comply with big brother's rules so that she will not be punished. Guys, what do you think about all this I talked about? Drop down your comments in the comment section. So, like, let me give us a recap of everything I talked about in this particular live stream for the benefit of those of us that did not join at the beginning. I talked about Mercedes giving us a wow performance, very hot and very raunchy, that made Big Brother to blur his cameras. She was stripping after singing Ave Maria for their talents, rehearsals and all that, and she stripped, and her performance was too hot for the cameras. Big Brother had to blow it, and I'm like, wow. First time that Big Brother would do something like that. So I also talked about Tram and Flora's fight. I talked about Kivo and Temi sparking dating rumors. I talked about Nomi not doing her punishment diligently, and maybe she would warrant another punishment from Big Brother. I also talked about Temi's emotional diary section, where she opened up on how her mother is battling with stroke, and she's now saddled with responsibilities that to take care of her family and her siblings. So that's all for this particular video, guys. This is the much I subscribe to the channel, turn on your notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I come through again with another live stream. It is me, your girl Fosti Onye, and thanks and bye for now. Bye, guys.